Nothing that we haven't seen. It's they're a big basketball team, so they're gonna post feed a lot more than what we've had to deal with in the past as far as teams that we've played. But they got athletic guards that like to get up and down the floor and that kind of thing. But if you look at the numbers, it's not anything that we haven't played against to date.
Who do they compare against? I mean, looking at teams that you guys have played already this year.
Alabama's a good test, just because they've got really good athletic guards with that big guy in the middle. And I thought we did a good job with, Alabama's big. This big might be better, but they've got a really good post presence with guards that are athletic and like to play in transition and do a good job of driving the basketball.
Tony Parker's emergence kind of at the end of the last game. I mean, do you anticipate him playing kind of a large role against SC?
We just hope Tony just continues to do what he's doing, and that's get better. He's 12 games into his sophomore season and didn't play a lot last year, so it's like his freshman season, and he just keeps getting better every game, and that's what we need for him to do. And but regardless of whether it's good bigs, good guards, it's always going to be a team effort with us. We've got to have good guard play across the board with all of our guys that play, and we have good guys up front that are doing the job and playing the role that they got to play. And right now, Tony's doing a very good job.
Coach, I'm doing something a little different on rivalries, and you've played in several at Indiana, Kentucky, and I think probably Purdue was a pretty big rival, and maybe even.
It didn't get much bigger in Indiana, Purdue. I mean, you're talking about two elite basketball programs, so I've been a part of that.
Did you have any in high school?
Oh yeah, no, I mean, the gym I played in was 10,000. The smallest gym I played in was 6,500 in our league. So, we had a lot of big time rivals: Richmond High School, Muncie Central, and Anderson. Okay. Rivals have. It's a great part of basketball, and I've been very fortunate that I've been a part of a lot of them, not just playing, but then coaching. Being at Iowa, the Iowa State rival is great. The New Mexico State rival is really a cool rivalry because you play each other twice. Most rivalries, you don't get a chance to do that. So, and with this rivalry, you got two schools that are separated by 11, 12, 13 miles. So, and both in the city of Los Angeles. So, that brings another uniqueness to a rivalry.
What makes them fun? Or are they fun for you? Would you rather not have them,
no,
or are they fun?
No, I mean, every game's fun for me. I think that's what I try to do as a player and try to do that as a coach. Is that if it's not fun, it's not worth doing it. We don't put any more emphasis from game to game, nor do we put any more emphasis on a rival game versus what would be considered a non-rival game. Each game is very, very important. You saw that in the first night of the Pac-12. You battle like crazy to take place. You just hold serve at home, and then you try to go steal road wins. And that's not easy, in particular in a league like the Pac-12 that's up this year in the top 5 conference in the country. So you're seeing that on the very first week of our games, and it's we got to wait all the way until Sunday to play. And, it's going to be a dogfight, and we've got to play very well through 40 minutes to try to hold serve at home.
Andy said a couple of things that he didn't, I don't think necessarily meant for you here, but they got out. Do you think that's going to make things more intense Sunday, or will kids not?
It has zero to do with how we approach Sunday team.
Zach has had so much NBA buzz just the past month or two. What did you see about him going into the season that made you excited about him as a player?
Just very athletic. He's one of those special talents that he can create his own shot. He's a great ball handler, great shooter, really runs in transition. He's got a very high skill, high talent level. And now as a freshman, he's just learning how, going from high school to college, that transition of, it's just so much different. One, you got a shot clock. Two, you're playing against bigger, older guys, quicker, faster guys. The game gets quicker and faster. Those things aren't going to affect Zach as much as, just understanding and learning, what I can do now at this level and trying to translate that into scouting reports now where you got 12 game tapes and those type of things. It's a little bit more intense and it's a little bit more in depth at this level, and the next level gets even more so.
How have you seen him develop just 2 months in from
Well, he's very
talented
coachable.
Yeah.
Zach's a very coachable individual, as I've learned all of our guys are. So they're learning, they're getting better, they're they're sponges. Zach's a great worker. He works on his game a lot. He wants to continue to get better. So he knows he's not a finished product. He's got a lot of really neat things that have started this process for him, but his ceiling is really, really high because he's just now really learning, I think, a lot of the ins and outs of basketball at both ends.
Do you have a favorite moment in any of your rivalry games, a favorite shot, or that either you or somebody on your team hit, or a play, or a steal, or defensive stop? Or
not that comes to memory. I'd have to look at tapes and stuff, but nothing that comes to memory.
UCLA USC hasn't exactly been a rivalry for a while. Is it important that it is, or does that hold any importance to you, that, or any of the new coaches, I guess, with 2 new coaches, that maybe this could be a fresh start for a rivalry that's been kind of stale for a while?
I don't know if we particularly, our ambition is to create rivalries. Our ambition is to create a culture of winning, and there's obviously been a tremendous culture here of winning. And as a new program, that's just what we're trying to instill. So, making sure that we win the Los Angeles-based games, that's important. Making sure that we can go on the road and win in other buildings, that's important. And taking care of Paulie. Those are all things going to be very, very important that just keeps getting us better as a basketball team. But putting any onus on one game being more important than the other, this is a very important game to us because it's our opener in league play. It's this league is going to be very tough, and if you lose home games, it makes it really difficult on you because the road wins are going to be really difficult to get. So, it's a very important game to us because it's our next game. So if this was Colorado, Utah, I'd be saying the same thing. Do we understand the rivalry? Do we understand it's two schools that are based in the city of Los Angeles? Sure, we understand all that. But it's as soon as we get past Sunday, Arizona becomes the next most important game, and after that, Arizona State, and then Colorado, then Utah. I mean, it kind of goes that way. So I hope our guys can prepare each game like it's the most important game.
What's your impression of Andy and what he's done at USC? And did you watch Florida Gulf Coast at all, the old Dunk City?
No, I didn't see any. I didn't see anything on Florida Gulf Coast until just some clips in the NCAA tournament. I didn't really see either game, but saw clips. And as far as this year goes, just like all of our teams, we really respect our opponent, and they're doing a very nice job. They got a really big win at Dayton, so that was a very impressive road win, and they've done a good job at home. So, we're playing well, and I think riding a pretty good momentum coming into this game, as are they. So it's got all the makings for a really good team, a really good basketball game.
Is there a little irony in that you're outscoring them and almost everybody else in the Pac-12 too? But such a big deal was made of them, Dunk City.
Yeah, I didn't have anything to do with that. I that was not my hype. So I didn't have anything to do with the hype of fast play, slow play. We just do what we do, and I've been very impressed with what we've been able to do. We're number one in this conference in the assist turnover. We're top 10 in the country in about 3 or 4 offensive categories, and taking care of the basketball, valuing it, assisting to baskets, shooting percentage, points scored. We've gotten out of the gate. Doesn't mean it's going to stay that way, but we've gotten out of the gate very well offensively, and I think our defense is coming. So as we continue to improve in both those areas, then we got a chance to be a pretty good team.
Do you like
One of the
starting
things that
the 3 straight home games in conference? Or does it matter?
You got to play them. You got to play them however. I'm coming from a league where it was pretty cool because you mirrored each other. You played everybody once in the first part of the season, everybody next in the second part, and home and away was equal. You played 8 and 8, but now with 12 teams, you got an unbalanced schedule the way it is because we only play the Arizonas once, we only play the Washingtons once, so it's unbalanced to begin with 12 teams. So you just got to take it one game at a time and try to make the most out of that. And we got our bye week at the first. People, do you want to bye week 3 games in? Who knows? It's just that's the way the computer kind of feeds out your schedule, and we've got to make sure we get out of the gate quickly. We're healthy, so we're very healthy. So you always want bye weeks and you want games, home games and stuff. You want to make sure you're healthy, and right now we are. We got a couple more practices to get through, but we're healthy. It looks like going into Pac-12 play.
Including Noah? Does that include Noah?
Noah's getting much better. Noah's started practice now, so he is improving.
Do you get the impression that college basketball is kind of going in that sort of athletic, up-tempo direction? You and Andy both kind of run systems like that.
I think it's hype. I think it's hype. I think one of the best teams I've seen so far in the country is Wisconsin. And they're not doing that. They beat Northwestern at Northwestern 27 the other day. So, you got a lot of teams that have different styles. Michigan State's a tremendous team that's got a different style. We got teams in our league that are different styles. You got Oregon who's scoring nearly 90 a game. Then you got Arizona who's holding teams to 25 in a game. So I think that's all, to me, it's hype, and it's just about understanding your system and teaching your system the best you can. Do your players buy in? Do your players play hard? Do your players play unselfish? And then obviously, are you fun to watch? Are you entertaining? And I think this basketball team, it's yes to all those things.
Is there any sort of like personal satisfaction that you guys are ranked in the top 10 in a category like time of possession? Like almost like you showed people, hey, I can play fast.
No, I've said it before. This is the first time I've had a chance to be at a level like this. These are elite athletes. These are elite players. We've always, again, our worst offensive possession type of team was last year, and we won 29 games at New Mexico. We just had to take on a different look. We didn't buy into you have to play this style. It's what's your team like. And last year's New Mexico team was not a good shooting team. It hung its hat on the defensive end, and we grinded out games in the last 5 minutes. We've had 12 games thus far, and in 12 games, we've really only had 2 games, maybe that really came down the last 2 or 3 minutes. So the style for this team dictates a little different level. But the 5 seasons prior to last season, New Mexico, we were 1-2 in offense in every category in our league, and our league was ranked top 5 of the league in the country all those years. So, I think it's just a matter of understanding your system and then just being as good as you possibly can at it.
Through your career, what have you seen young big men traditionally struggle with the most, and do you see Tony kind of falling into that same pattern?
Well, they just got to get experience. Whether you're big men or guards, they just got to get experience. And Tony's starting to get that experience. He went from playing 4.5 minutes last year, 5 minutes, to now he's almost quadrupled those numbers. He's getting, I think, right at 20 minutes a game now. So he's starting to get more confident. He's still got things that he's got to work on. He knows that, but we're seeing him make strides. He worked awfully hard in the offseason to get his weight down. That's helped with his momentum of playing longer minutes. And now he's starting to learn as he plays against different bigs. He's starting to learn how to play against those bigs, and he's got a very good one in Orby that he's got to go against Sunday.
All right, thank you, Coach.
Thank you.